Hello, and welcome to episode 2 in Making Monochrome. So today, the episode is motivation. So we're going back actually before those 7 years in which we've been working on Monochrome. Before that, to what sparked this motivation to pursue fully this dream of making it a reality. And to do that, we're going back to, this is I think 2011 now. And even before that, I started working on a script called The Ark. Now at this time, I was, the movies I like were big franchises, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, big blockbusters, big expensive budgets. So I was very naive, no experience. I hadn't really made an actual film or even a short film that really mattered at that point. But I was writing, and I had wrote tons of stories before that, but I was now going to write my first screenplay. And so I started writing The Ark, that's what it's called. And if you can imagine like Indiana Jones and the Da Vinci Code with Predator kind of all morphed together, you know, you'd have 3 vehicles, high-speed chase through a jungle with gunfire and over rope bridges, and they collapse and trees falling. Yeah, let's write that in your first screenplay and go make that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna write this. I'm gonna go to Hollywood. They're gonna love it. They're gonna give me money to direct it, and bam, we're good. No, no, not at all. But again, I didn't know, and so I worked on the script. I made concept posters. I made a teaser trailer with still images, stock footage. So I'm really big about seeing is believing, and I love designing and doing that stuff anyway, the marketing aspect of film and design. And so I did all that. But what happened is the company I worked for at the time, we'd fly out to LA once a month, and we would interview CEOs of different businesses and do their design and marketing and strategy, that sort of thing. Well, one of the companies that were out there, their co-worker's wife was kind of in a business out there. And we'll kind of speed that part along. Long story shorter, there was a production company that she was involved with, and they heard about the Ark script. They wanted to talk to me, they wanted to read it, and I gave it to them. I was very excited. I mean, why wouldn't I be? I just told you what I wanted from it, and gave them the script. They read it. We exchanged some emails, and ended up going out there to Hollywood. They got us onto the Paramount lot. We had lunch there. Met a couple people there that had offices at Paramount. I mean, it was a dream come true. It was amazing. I'd never been to Hollywood, and so it was very, very exciting. All happening super fast. So they wanted to make it. They wanted to help put this on, and the first step would be, well, let's do a real concept trailer to go after the big funding that this will need to make it a feature-length film. So they're like, well, to generate buzz, let's do a showing of the teaser, and we will invite anyone we can in Hollywood and the business out. We'll do drinks and hors d'oeuvres, and we'll watch the trailer. We'll do some Q&A, that sort of thing, kind of spark the buzz about this. And so that's what we did. We rented out Matcha Theater in downtown Hollywood, a very historic theater, very beautiful theater. And yeah, we sent on invitations and had, the red carpet, the step and repeat. There was a bar and had a little bit of snacks, I believe. There was a DJ. And I wanted to make this fun, I wanted to make this exciting, and so the script, the movie, I didn't really go into that much, but it's about, obviously, Noah's Ark. It's this sci-fi thriller horror take on Noah's Ark, and one of the deals for the event was you have to come with somebody. It's a 2x2, just like the animals came on the Ark. So it was like a 2x2 event. And then I'm a big firm believer in the power of positive messaging with, good meetings at the end and helping those in need. So we were donating, I don't remember, I guess a percentage of the entry, the proceeds from the event, to go to a foundation. And that one was Noah's Wish. I believe they're still around, but they help animals in times of natural disasters and crisis, that sort of thing. They come in and help them out, which plays hand in hand with the event. So why not? So everything's set up. It's great. I'm excited. The dream is coming true, and nobody super big came for obvious reasons. But there I am sitting in this theater. It's not super big, but it's okay. We play almost all the seats are full, which is good. We play the teaser, lots of applause. It read really well, and then I get up on stage with these producers, and we start answering questions from the audience. And one guy asked, from being there and just kind of reading people, he seemed to be the one that had the most clout in the room. I still don't know who he was, but he started asking questions like, hey, I know you said the budget's kind of in this really big range, but if somebody were going to give you this amount, would you accept it and alter or join, with someone else? And I started to really pay attention at that point, more so than I did before, the answers of the producers and how they were reacting to these questions. It was very intimidating for everyone, obviously, but their responses, it's like, no, well, we wouldn't accept that. We're not going to cut corners. It's got to be this big, this great, to do it justice. Which, that sounds great, but if someone's offering you anything, you should at least hear them out and not shut them down. And I started to get a little embarrassed. Again, I'm just this pawn in the system. I have no idea how it works, if this is a normal thing, but it didn't feel good. And then we got to one of the answers, and I found out that the production company, these producers, had only formed this company after they had heard about the script. I did not know this, but I found out already being embarrassed on the stage. Needless to say, the very next day, we had a phone call. Only 2 of the 3 got on the phone call. One of them hung up less than halfway through, and I fired them, which would be the end of that story, but it's not. And this is something I've learned. Remember, I said that we went to Paramount, and it was kind of like this wine dine, go to your head, this big experience, which it very much was. But while we're sitting there eating around all the cast and crew of just all these productions going on at the lot, we were talking contracts and signing papers. At least talking them. I don't think I signed it then, but I signed my name on the script and basically gave this production company an option term on the script, which pretty much locked me out of the script should anything happen. And like I just said, something did happen. So I don't remember the amount of time, but I was not able to talk to anyone about the script, financial reasons, really any production reasons at all. And it sucked. I was very upset. It was a big blow, but I tell you this story and felt it important to do so because the events that happened and what I learned from this experience are what propelled my mindset moving forward with starting Monochrome, with starting really any personal project. A lot of the times, and now there's some negative to it, but it's hard for me to let go of different elements, to trust someone else with my baby. Know what I'm saying? Because of what's happened. And so I learned a lot from that experience, and it is the reason why you'll come to find out in these next few episodes why Monochrome's been a slow build. Starting small and slowly growing, doing things differently, out of the box, things that most films just wouldn't do at all, or not till after the film was made. It was because of this experience. You know, you really have to do your research. You really have to have accountability to peers, to an entertainment lawyer, somebody that you can count on to guide you through those tricky times if you're not familiar with the circumstances, and for which I was not. But looking back, I'm glad that it happened, because I am who I am today, and I handle these projects how I do because of it, and I'm a fan of that. One day, maybe, I'll revisit the script and, you know, maybe we'll make that one. Yeah, it was a good experience, but you know, that was 2011, and you know, after that I started doing more research, started learning more about doing things yourself, you know, this indie filmmaking. Use what you have, use what you know, and that's when it started.